Hey guys, this is Matthew here with Gadget University. Right now I am comparing the Android operating system to the Windows Phone 7 operating system. I have the Nexus One on the left and the HTC Surround on the right. Right now my first test will be the browser. Both devices are connected to Wi-Fi. You have this one using a mobile version of kind of like a Google Chrome Android mobile browser. Then you have this one running Internet Explorer. Cleared the cache. So let's go to a full site. Let's go to Gadget U. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Now my site does not have a mobile version, so let's see how quick they load up. Android is almost there, and the winner is Android for this one. Now, actually I take that back. Android is still loading. There you go. So the winner was actually Windows Phone on this one. You see the scrolling and the pinch to zoom is much smoother. See that? Ticking, scrolling. Look at this one. It's much more controlled, much more smooth. Okay, and then let's see here. Let's go and compare the keyboards next. For Android, you have the same QWERTY keyboard. They're both very, very nice. As you can tell, let's look at the spacing. Let's look at the spacing on both of them. As you can tell, they're both pretty much spaced the same way. Enter key, go key, period, space, .com. This one has a hyphen, the /, and then you get the special character key that brings up pretty much the same stuff in the same order. Instead of Alt, you got Shift on the Windows Phone, which is on the right. So keyboards are very, very similar. They're both very responsive, both very smooth. So you're not going to have too much trouble typing, even if you have large hands. Let's go ahead and move on to the next section, which is the mobile media option, which is going to be for Android. You have the music player that looks like this, and with Windows Phone 7 you have the Zune media player, which looks like this. So I mean, much more eye candy in Windows Phone. Of course, it's going to look a little bit better. You know, all your icons on this one looks like this. You know, it's just a list basically. On Windows Phone, you have a kind of like an iTunes type store. This is kind of a lot. It's really a lot like the iPhone in the sense that you're presented with options to buy the music, suggested music, kind of like Apple's Genius system. With Android, it's pretty much non-existent. It's just pulling all the media files off your SD card and displaying them in a list. That's pretty much it. You have an option to create a playlist, sort by songs, albums, and artists. But other than that, that is pretty much it. As far as the user interface goes, as you can tell when I hit home, I'm having an option to choose between two different interfaces. That's one of the beauties of Android. You can switch the launchers, that's what they're called, to look however you want. So this is how I customize my launcher to look. See, I got different icons. I can change the way I look, and this is the way the stock one looks. So when you buy an Android phone with the stock Android, basically with nothing done to it, it looks just like this. It's basically, you know, widget based. You know, you got your icons and your icon menu. This is where all your applications are. It's called your app drawer. And everything's pretty much widget based. You have 5 screens that you can scroll through and organize however you want. You can touch and select a widget. And you want to do Facebook, you can select that there just like that. So if you want to access Facebook or post to it, you can do it directly from there. So if you like that if you like that sort of thing, then that's going to be your bet right there. And then with Windows Phone, everything is in front of you all on one screen. It's all called these hubs. So you got the Me Hub, which shows where I can update my Facebook and Windows Live account. You have, sorry, I have an anti-glare screen protector on this phone, so it's going to look a little washed out. I assure you these colors are not washed out. You got your Twitter, you got your Facebook, Slacker Radio, Internet Explorer, you got your Notes, your Xbox Live Game Hub, photos, Netflix, stuff like that. So everything is pretty much all in one location. Next after that, you have games. Games is kind of a one-sided category with this, because right now you have Windows Phone with the Xbox Live Hub, and it's a whole nother ball game for Android that they have not gotten into yet. With Android, you pretty much just access your games directly from the app drawer, and you just go into the game you want to play. That's pretty much it. If you want to go in there and play a game, then you just touch it, and there you go, you're playing. It's just like that. With this, you have a sense of a hub, kind of like Xbox Live, and you can buy games, download them. So they're separated here in a section designed just for games. So it's actually much better. So I would give the win to Windows Phone on that one. Other than that, my last thing I need to say before I go is that coming from Windows Mobile, I noticed that it was a lot of lag, it was very slow, things like that. I loved everything else about it. I loved being able to access my data by plugging it up via USB drive. With Windows Phone, it is a lot like the iPhone. You cannot access these 16 gigabytes that are in here as a user removable storage. So you can't just drag and drop files and store data in here. You have to use the Zune player to sync your media. Other than that, that's all you can pretty much store on this phone. Documents and everything are stored in proprietary file systems that don't allow you to directly access them when you plug it up to a computer. With Android, you can do that. You can plug it up, use it as a memory stick, and you have access to everything that you put on this phone. So for the most part, I'm not sure why Windows went that direction when they did not do that in Windows Mobile 6.5. I really can't give you an answer there, but hopefully they do correct that. There's been a lot of complaints about it, and among other things, like this does not support multitasking, meaning if you open up an app and you close out of it, it's closed. Next time you open it, it's going to start back as if you just opened it. It does not support cut, copy and paste, or however you want to say it. So if you see something you want to copy, you're going to have to figure out a way to write it down and type it into another program. Other than that, and excuse me, I'm lost my train of thought for a moment there. But you have those three things that they need to work on: multitasking, the file management system, and the copy and paste. And pretty much I think most users will be happy, especially the ones who have been loyal to Windows Mobile 6.5. And coming from Android, which I've had this since January, I've been pretty much kind of disappointed in the how can I say it, the iPhone style setup. Having to use Zune to sync my media, not being able to access my data, waiting for features that should be available to become available via an update. That's kind of very Apple-esque of Microsoft to release a operating system that does not have certain features like that. But in the meantime, that does not turn me away from Microsoft. I do love this operating system. I will be keeping this phone. I will be keeping this Android device because I love technology in general. I do like a lot of things about this more than Android. So you guys need to check out my full my full write out of this, write up, write out, however you want to call it. It's going to be on gadgetu.net. I'm going to upload this along with my write up. So make sure you check it out, and I will see you guys next video.